abnormally hairy ass, it means you're Latino. I've learned something about myself that is not visually...
Better than 23andMe.
Damn. I was going to tell Tobias that I read on Twitter that a comedian teacher said never give notes, but everybody already gave him such a hard time. And earlier when Jumbo Shrimp was talking about my dancing, it's not that I don't know how to dance. There was a miscommunication. I thought he was saying that if you want to twerk, you have to use your shoulders to make you twerk. So I was trying to figure it out. Now I see that's not where he was going with that. So I want to tell some stories. I want to start with my morning. It was very traumatic. So I work in this place, and we just moved in there like 6 months ago. I just started a couple weeks ago. And apparently there's been something dead behind the bookshelf in my office for 6 months. So being the biologist, I was tasked with moving the bookshelf and removing the dead animal. So, you know that scene in Winnie the Pooh where he goes into the hole to take rabbit's honey? That was the mouse in the light socket with his poor little feet flailed out from its being stuck in there. So I'm wearing gloves, don't worry. I go to pull the poor mouse out of the hole, and I have to jiggle it to get it loose. So I'm fucking traumatized. So I post on Twitter. About this poor mouse in this story, because where else are you going to get good therapy than on Twitter? And someone responded, "Did you give it a good burial?" And someone responded to that, "It's already grounded." So my coworker took the edge off because we had to put in our emergency contacts on our HR program today, and it gives you a drop-down list of options of people you can select, and it gives you a choice between your husband or your friend, but not your partner, not your boyfriend, nothing like that. So she just sends her boyfriend, they've just moved the day before, it took them 12 hours to move. She sends her boyfriend a text that said, "Do you want to be my friend or my husband?" I'm like, you might want to send some context. Alright. And I have one more story, and this story is from 1999. So there was this party on Water Street, this Halloween party on Water Street in West Sacramento. That means nothing to any of you, but it's really hot shit. And the band Deftones was there. And they were wearing UPS clothes, and they said that their Halloween costume was they were United Pot Smokers. So I sat there in my cute little blue dress, I don't know what I was, a fucking fairy or something, and I told Chino he was a loser. He was being a total, I want to just preface this, but he was being a total douchebag that night. I know he's a really nice guy, but that night he was being a douche. And so I sat there and I told him, "You're a real loser," and he looked at me and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm like, "I don't care, you're still a loser." Just really mean. I don't actually like to call people names like that anymore, but I was 18, so. But that's actually not the part of the story I want to tell. The part of the story that I want to get to is that I loaned my car to 3 of my friends, and I let them go joyriding in it while I stayed back at the party. And they decided to drive around the neighborhood hitting people's garbage cans. And one of the garbage cans was full of baby diapers.
Oh, no.
So they bring my car back to me, covered in baby shit. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You can't bring my car back to me like this. Go take it through a car wash. All right, now I'm going to get to my real jokes. they also told me that there was one of the garbages they hit, a little old lady came out and started running down the street after them because she was so angry. I'm glad she didn't get the license plate. But anyway, so those are my stories that I wanted to share, so I could just reminisce and work through some of my trauma. I have a lot of bad luck dating. I've done well at internet dating. I don't have an internet dating site because I get direct messages so often on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram that I don't need a dating website to be scammed or spammed. So I actually put no DMs in my description, in my bio, because I got really tired of hearing the same three questions. Are you married? Which is a legit question. Have you eaten today? And is your job stressing you out? If you're asking me if I've eaten today or if my job is stressing me out, that had better come with dinner and a foot rub. You might as well have just sent me a dick pic. My stories were funny. What the fuck? Speaking of dicks, I do like small penises, but I'm also discreet. So if we do hook up, your secret is safe with me. I did have a guy ask me, how big is too big? And after some deep, thorough thought about the topic, I responded, this is actually a vagina determined criteria, but if there's a 15-minute break-in period, then it's too big. And that goes for length and width, so it's going to be a 2-factor authorization. Or if you're a fuckboy, a 2-factor authentication. Where am I next in this? I like coffee dates because coffee is the only thing that fills the hole in my heart where a stranger burnt me with the acid that we call love. I'm not sure if I read that right. A lot of people, when they meet the one, they say that they feel like they've come home. But the only time that anyone ever made me feel like I came home, it turned out to be a halfway house. Same guy, the coffee burning guy. And it sucks too, because in America, if I would have been a racist gun-toting maniac, I'd already be married. I'm starting to think that the demo in democracy stands for demolition. I actually really like to listen to political comedians to kind of take my mind off of all the struggles in the world. People like Marianne Franklin, Ron Capone, George Carlin. The angel on my left shoulder is actually comedian Graham Elwood, and the devil on my right shoulder is comedian Bill Hicks. You should hear the things Bill tells me to do to Graham. I like to tell Christians that I'm led by Billy Graham. Jesus Christ. I really trust comedians a lot too. I never leave my drink unattended, but I will leave my drink unattended in a room full of comedians like this room. I did that here at the Y one time, and I came back out from the restroom and finished my drink. And by the time I was halfway through my set, I started feeling a little woozy. And I'm actually feeling a little woozy now, so maybe this is where I'll wrap up and bring Danny back to the stage. Woo! My stories were funnier than my jokes, what the fuck?
Take note.